Sammy Wildcat Captain is a broken magic card. I don't really know how else to say it, it's just that simple. Sammy Wildcat Captain is a 6 mana Boros 4/4 with double strike and vigilance. They also give all of our spells affinity for artifacts. Affinity for artifacts then makes it so that the cost of our spells is reduced by 1 colorless mana for each artifact we control. I think the intended use for Sammy is to build an equipment storm deck around them, where you use Red's treasure generation as a cost reduction for equipments, which are then enabled by White's equipment synergies. Double Strike and Vigilance then enable Sammy to be aggressive and decisive in their attacks, making for a powerful Voltron commander that plays nicely with expensive artifacts like Coveted Jewel. I built this deck and it was fine, but it's not the best use case for Sammy. Why bother with equipment? Why even go into combat? Why wait a single moment longer when affinity for artifacts allows us to end the game on the spot? Sammy may look like the leader of a Boros equipment deck, but they really are a mono-red storm commander and probably the filthiest since the Modern Horizons 3 Ashling. Hi, sorry, I wanna do a quick little addition here, sorry Toski. So I built this deck because I wanted to test it for Budget Commander, my budget tournament series. And I don't know, I just like talking about Budget Commander. You guys are always interested in Budget Commander. So I went and built a website, budgetcommander.de. On the website, you can find all of the rules that I use for my local tournaments, as well as deck lists, lots and lots of sample deck lists of decks that we have played at tournaments and have performed well. So if that's something that's interesting to you, if you want to learn more about Budget Commander, then you can now go to budgetcommander.de and go check that out. It's all in English, so don't worry about it, even though it uses the .de domain. It's just that .com was already taken, but I was surprised that .de was available. Anyway, sorry, I'm rambling a little bit. I just wanted to point this out. Go to the website. The website is not monetized in any way. This is just something I'm passionate about and that I thought y'all would enjoy. So I went and put it together. And now let's get back to the video. To start off with, we need mana rocks. While I don't usually like them very much, they serve triple duty in this deck. First, they let us get enough mana to cast Sammy quickly. This is crucial because Sammy is the heart and soul of our deck and also very expensive. Second, they give us artifacts towards affinity. Sammy is incredibly powerful if we get to reduce the cost of our spells, but for that we need artifacts on the board, even if they are a tapped mana rock. And third, once we start our storm turn, any mana rock that can create colored mana becomes a ritual as we play them for free. This is very important, as we might otherwise run out of colored mana before we hit our big finishes. Big might be a bit of a strong word for our finishes though. This deck is quite light on win conditions, since we're expecting to find all of them anyways, and don't really need redundancy. Our first is Lindblom, Industrial Regency, which is a land with an adventure site that lets us create a 0/1 Visit Pinger for free mana. This pinger will deal 1 damage to each of our opponents whenever we cast a spell. If we get this fella into play early enough, then we can just work our way through the deck and get the win 1 annoying damage at a time. I'm not joking here, simply playing 40 spells is totally doable, and yes, this is the only pinger in the deck, we don't need any others. But of course, we can also just go infinite instead. That's where Reiterate comes into play. Reiterate is a 3 mana instant and lets us copy target instant or sorcery spell, and importantly, it has buyback for 3 mana. Buyback lets us return the spell to our hand after it resolves. Since buyback is an additional cost, it also gets cost reduced by affinity, meaning that for only 2 mana, we can copy any spell we control and then return Reiterate to our hand. This goes infinite with anything that produces more than 2 mana. Inspire Tinkering, Sieving Song and Mana Geysir are our best options here. And after we have infinite mana, we can just Reiterate Lightning Bolt everybody to death. Now you might be wondering why I don't play more rituals, like obviously Jeska's Will would be great here. That's because this is a €50 budget deck, and rituals are just awkwardly expensive. We also don't really need them. Again, we're going to draw the entire deck anyways, so redundancy in the win lines isn't important. That's also why our final win piece is Comet Storm. Comet Storm is an instant that costs X and 2 red. It also has multi-kicker 1, meaning we get to pay 1 additional mana any number of times as an additional cost to cast this spell. Comet Storm deals X damage to any target and another X damage to any additional target for each time we've paid the multi-kicker cost. Comet Storm has two purposes in the deck. During the early game, we can use it to snipe out a problematic creature, like for example an Archon of Emeria. And after we end our Storm turn, we can use it to just kill our opponents. We often won't even need to cast it for infinite mana. Our artifact count should be high enough to just directly kill our opponents, especially if we recur it once or twice. Recursion is incredibly important to this deck. Once we start storming, we really need to make sure that it will be enough to end the game, as otherwise we might just blow through a bunch of resources, without which we won't be able to push for a finish the following turn. Also, we're unlikely to still have anything left on the board if we go through another turn rotation. Sammy does not have a high survival rate. Recurring our most powerful card draw and resource generation spells ensures that we don't fizzle. So, Past in Flames, Mizzix's Mastery, although that one is worse here than you might expect because the overload cost is hard to pay. Sorcerer's Schemes, Recoup, and my favorite, Return the Past, a 6-mana enchantment that gives all of our instant and sorceries flashback during our turn. All of these let us reuse the spice of our deck, which is of course card draw and impulse draw. The vast majority of this deck is card draw and impulse draw. Our best options here are Seize the Spoils, Big Score, Inspired Tinkering, and the rest. Drawing and making treasures not only digs through the deck, but also cheapens our Ferber spells while providing colored mana sources to keep going. Glimpse the Impossible, Embrace the Unknown, Rends Resolve, Impulse, 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 Path of the Pyromancer, Reforge the Soul, Cut a Deal, Draw, Draw, Draw. Churn through the deck, never even glance at what we have to cast aside. Our best options, usually winning the game as soon as we find them, are the ones that can recur themselves or use our enormous virtual mana. Snort is excellent, letting us wheel for 5 and then again for just 1 mana each time. Ignite the Future is similar, but can even give us some free spells along the way. And March of Reckless Joy as well as Zenith Festival dig deep into the deck without needing any actual mana investment for the X costs. Affinity will cover it. Oh, and the Endstone also snuck into the list because it's a fun and thematic way to draw even more. Also, it's surprisingly cheap. This deck only plays 3 creatures. Pinnacle Monk is an easy inclusion because it's an MDFC, Sky Scanner is free to play and just bumps up our affinity count, and then Stormkiln Artist. Stormkiln Artist is a 4-mana 2/2 that creates a treasure whenever we cast an instant or sorcery spell. Since most of our spells only have a single colored pip, with Stormkiln Artist on the board, we effectively have infinite mana. Our creature count is this low because we play a range of sweepers and we don't want to sacrifice mana into our own sweepers. Sammy is very scary, and most players recognize this. That then makes it so that they'll likely keep interaction open to deal with us, and that can be tricky to manage when going up against free opponents. A strong way of dealing with these kinds of situations is to play patiently, give our opponents a chance to build up, and then hit them with a sweeper. Players then often feel pressure to rebuild as soon as possible, and as such, they are likely to give us an opening to cast Sammy, and once Sammy hits the board, we can go for the win. We also play a bunch of other interaction like Shelter, Return the Favor and Will's Reversal to protect Sammy, and Generous Gift, Stroke of Midnight and Swords to Plowshares to annoy our opponents into giving us an opportunity. This is really the only white section of the deck. 87% of the mana symbols in the list are red. That's also why our mana base is predominantly red. The only real interesting part here are the artifact lands, which of course count towards affinity. And that's the deck. It's cool, but really fragile. I don't actually think it's budget tournament viable. That's why I built it. I wanted to test it, but the fragility makes it tricky. While we can play for a bit without Sammy, we desperately need them to be able to go for a win. But if we ever find that opportunity, then we can end the game on the spot. Anyways, I went and tortured some folks in Bracket 4 on MTGO for your viewing pleasure, so I hope you enjoyed that. Oh, and please give the video a thumbs up and check out my Patreon, where you can also find today's deck list and all of the previous deck lists. Like if you're still looking for the fish deck, it's on there. You can check it out there. Anyways, let's get into it. I think I'm okay going second. Second seems alright. Ooh, this is not a great hand. Well, will you look at that? We did also hit like a lot of planes, but I think this is worth keeping. I mean, Ignite the Future is our only card draw, but that's alright. We've got a little bit of interaction even with Lightning Bolt. Kotsul, Nin the Pain Artist, and Tanuk, Steadfast Second. I love Tanuk, this guy is the best. Do we not have sound? Alright, sorry, it seems we did. MTGO has decided it's found the new bug, as in sound effects just don't work right now. Okay. Mishra's Workshop, turn 1. Well, that's spicy, isn't it? I drew another planes. That is actually just endlessly fascinating, I have to say. There's Yoshimaru. Yoshimaru is a good boy. I'm guessing some sort of like 3 mana ramp thing. Or it could just be like a soul ring. And then if you have like a 4 mana artifact in hand, you could get that too. Monolith. Alright, we're going into our next turn. Well, that's unfortunately not super useful right now, but that's okay. Let's play Liquid Metal Torque. And with that, I ain't got nothing to do, so pop off, my friends. Honestly, our hand is pretty alright. Like, we've got a lot of fast mana here, and by fast mana, I mean not fast mana. By fast mana, I mean mana we get out quickly. That's what I'm saying here. Got some artifacts. I'm saying we have artifacts! We just need to survive another like 2 turns, which is not a given. But the Lauren did just deal with the Basalt Monolith. Kind of gets rid of that phallus-shaped tower. Oh, I feel like I'm over-specifying there. Aren't most towers phallus-shaped? Okay, we're going into a bit of a weird direction. Hello, Braid of Fire. That's a card. I wonder if this deck plays any Flicker to just like keep nuking things. That would be very annoying, actually. Yeah, I've been playing Lightning Bolt recently. And I am coming to the realization, and I know this may sound crazy, but I think Lightning Bolt might be a good card. Play the Relic of Legends. If I draw a Ritual, we can start. Why would you... No, give me cards. Give me cards. Yoshimaru coming at me. It's kind of rude, but okay. We're doing anything with that Braid of Fire? Gorgeous lands, by the way. I love those lands. I think they're just fantastic. Kefnet the Mindful. Very cool card. Can we take another turn? Oh, man. There's a world where we just go in. There's also a world where we just ignite the future and call it a day. Defense Grid. I mean, now I want to go for it. With a Defense Grid up helping me. Name Sticker Goblin. You can make 6 mana with this thing. What the fuck? Oh shit, you made 6 mana with that thing! That escalated a lot more than I was expecting. Just hard casting Fury. Kills what? Lauren? Kotzel? Curious choice to just bring in Fury right here. But yeah, Lauren and Kotzel. Oh man, we're just fucking blasting these creatures right now. I mean, it makes sense, right? The thing is, the one ring is providing so much card draw over there that it's fine. What do we draw? A mountain. So a mountain isn't exactly what I'm looking for. I think we need to wait 1 turn. I can ignite the future and copy it with increasing vengeance, and then I just have access to a bunch of cards next turn. And then we just have some cards. It's just a little bit of card draw. Yeah, we should win on our turn. That's crazy. That's crazy. But I do think we should win on our turn. This Path of the Pyromancer. This is a card that I don't think you would ever play in any other deck, but it is so good in Sammy. And Price Statue, I don't think this card is like really all that crazy, but it just gets 2 artifacts in and gets our... It's a bit of a ritual as well. We need a lot of rituals so we can keep going. There's Nin, the Pain Artist. So you just kind of shoot these indestructible creatures or these really big creatures, and then you draw cards. That's the idea of this, I guess. And that's where the Braid of Fire is nice, because you can just pump a bunch of mana into it. Interesting. Cool card. All right, my main worry now is that we die to Tanuk. Look, if we die, we die. If we don't, then we kill him. Ursa Saga. Well, that's a good card. There's Tanuk. He's here. The boy is here. But no red mana. And Mishra's Workshop can't be used for that. Right? Because like you need a red mana for it. Vexing Bauble, that's fine-ish. That's actually kind of annoying. Because now I can't play the Price Statue. We are constantly paying 1 mana for everything. So we are actually like basically never free spelling completely. But there are a couple, you know, like these artifacts. If we can just get those in for free, that's nice. And we might just like Stroke of Midnight this, to be honest. Like it might be fine. All right, we made it into our turn. We're still alive. We drew a recoup. This game is done. Cast Sammy. Okay, so Stroke of Midnight is 1 mana right now. So I will just like get rid of this really quick. Get rid of the Vexing Bauble. We make a Treasure. We play the Sky Scanner. Seize the Spoils is good. So we can seize the spoils, discard this plains. Path of the Pyromancer for 1 mana. Get rid of this Treasure token. We make 5 mana. 4 mana, I think. We found Lindblom. which is, by the way, our only pinger in the deck. I don't even play Gutter Snipe anymore. I have reduced them all away. Don't need them. Let's cast this first. I should get this on the board. All right, we'll ping. Who's got the most life? We'll ping you for 1. Flick a coin. Draw a card. Ignite the Future for 1, and then I want to Increasing Vengeance. This right here. We trigger Wizard tokens. We grab 2 more copies of Ignite the Future. This is so dumb. Oh, man. Astral Cornucopia Talisman, so that's more mana. We'll tap the Talisman for red to play this Artist, which now makes treasures as we continue storming. Snort. Snort is fun. I think I will snort really quick, but first let's play this Astral Cornucopia. With this, we'll make 2 red mana. We'll snort. Oh my god. Oh, it's disgusting. I don't even know. I just will snort. I know it looks like we might be fizzling a bit because of the cards, but keep in mind we have Snort in the graveyard. We have Recoup in the graveyard. We can keep going for quite a while. Shelter will also still draw another card. And we are getting more and more of these artifacts, all of which add mana, right? Like the Gilded Lotus adds 3 red mana, so we can continue paying for all of this stuff. And all of the flashback cards, they are free now. Like, they're completely free. They cost 1 red mana, but like Stormkill Artist makes a treasure every time we cast something. So we're just generating more and more treasures. I want to highlight at this point again that this is a €50 budget deck. And it's actually built in a way where I have budget left over. Like, like I have a lot left over. This is probably more like a €40 budget deck. Reforge the Soul. I kind of don't like my hand very much, so I will just do this really quick. And we'll grab that. Like, I don't actually need to do anything more because I can just keep casting spells and, yeah, eventually I may or may not run out of cards in my deck. But before that point, I'm able to go into some sort of reiterate loop. Like, this guy's at 8. Like, how much more do I need? Cena Festival for 21? Sounds good. Yeah, why not? Let's go Cena Festival for 21. I mean, the reiterate gotta show up eventually. Mana Geysir is here. Reiterate is in there. Is it? Am I blind? Oh, there is reiterate. I am blind. You're right. So what we do now is very straightforward. We play Mana Geysir and copy it with reiterate. We could also do this with like Inner Fire or something. It just does not matter. And because I'm casting it with buyback, it goes back into my hand. And then I can do that an infinite number of times and they're dead. Because the wizard will continue to ping them. And the important thing is that I'm always recasting reiterate. I'm never gonna let Mana Geysir resolve. And I'm just gonna keep making mana with reiterate. And it just does not matter. Like, it's just actually GG. Like, that's actually over. I would like to point out that I cast Sammy this turn. If this was IRL, I would now ask the other players if they wanted to concede. Alternatively, we can also recast Lightning Bolt and reiterate Lightning Bolt a couple of times. We're making less mana now because a player left, but it doesn't make a difference because we only need to make 2 mana. Because reiterate with buyback costs 2 mana. Oh man, I don't even know. Why did they print this card? Like, Sammy is disgusting. This is so broken. Alright, we're casting Xena Festival. We get the rest of our deck. Let's cast Past in Flames. And then we'll reiterate the Lightning Bolt and get him that way. With that, we reiterate one last time. 1 more treasure. And there's the Bolt. And we got him. Yeah. I mean, this is a very stupid card. Were people upset? No, they weren't. The chat was actually pretty civil. I mean, that's the nice thing about Bracket 4, right? Like, it was a Bracket 4 lobby. You gotta expect that spooky shit happens. So obviously that game was helped a bit by the Tanuk players staxing out the other players. But it didn't really seem like they had much in hand anyways. The important lesson to take away from this is that Sammy just cannot enter the board. Like, that is insane what you can do with Sammy. It's truly outrageous. This is a card that, I don't know. I don't know how it wasn't a mistake. Spells you cast have affinity? Oh, man. everything? Like, really? Did you have to say every spell? Oh, okay. Well, I guess everybody dies then. I suppose that's what happens. But you know what? I like Sammy. I liked Sammy a lot in the story, so I wanted to build a deck for Sammy, which you can find on Patreon. This is a 50 € deck, as I already mentioned. You can take it to your local game store and then get kicked out because you took a 50-minute turn and nobody else got to participate in the game. I wouldn't necessarily recommend playing this deck outside of a high-power environment where everybody knows what they're signing up to. But admittedly, I think in person, things are a little bit quicker. Because, you know, the reiterate loop, people would just concede. They're just like, yeah, that's fine, you got us. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. I would definitely appreciate that. And, of course, don't forget to check out my Patreon where you can find the deck list. Alright, I'll see you guys soon. Goodbye.